now. Zembro is a Belgian company, but we're using Irish technology from SafeTracks. SafeTracks is a product developed in Ireland and used primarily originally for maritime rescue, but for live alerting, it is used by coast guards all around the world and is trusted and actively used to save lives at sea. We have developed it into a mobile alerting platform, primarily for elder alerting, elder alerting products. And we also have some special cases where people are using it for instance, troubled adults or troubled teenagers, etc. So it's a general mobile track and trace alerting solution. I use the word mobile, but the word digital is obviously key. What I'm going to present to you, I'll show a few slides and then I'll do a quick product demo. But basically, what I'm going to present is a major step into the world of digital alerting and a digital ecosystem, all of which is integrated into the Skyresponse platform. And the key point here is that with a rich, highly scalable, trusted digital environment, we can offer, and therefore you can receive via your existing platform, a much richer world of alerting, which is also very secure and very flexible and can grow with you. They'll be my key messages. I'm not going to go through all the slides here because I have too many, as always. But you know, we will share this later. Who is Zembro? We're a Belgian company since 2018, relaunched in 2022 with the SafeTracks range of products. I mentioned SafeTracks is trusted by this range of coast guards and lifeboat associations around the world. Multiple integrations, multiple partners. Most of our business is Central Europe, Central Western Europe, Germany, Benelux, France, Italy, Spain, the Nordics, and we're ironically, despite having all our Irish technology and my own background being Irish, we have done very little business in UK and Ireland, and that's one of our target areas to attack. We have multiple wearable solutions. The three mobile ones I've presented here: the Essentials Comfort, which is this wristwatch that I'm wearing now; the what we call Wonder Alert, which is based on an M safety wearable from Sony, which is a very revolutionary product that it has LTE-M network, which is works very well in building, very wide coverage. It's 4G, 5G compatible, that is an incredibly robust wristwatch. You can throw any chemicals, any environment at it. It's just bulletproof. It was designed for this environment. And the Essentials Mini, which is a pendant, which is essentially the same as the Essentials Comfort, but it's in a pendant format. Those two products, the Essentials, have really, really high quality voice. They use 4G SIMs. They have very high quality microphone, very high quality voice, and excellent battery life. The Wonder Alert has no voice, but its primary application is for dementia sufferers, people for whom an ARC, an alarm response center, talking to a wearer is of limited value. It's really about high quality tracking, and all of our products, all of our tracking feature constant updates. Those updates are also integrated into the Skyresponse server. So if somebody alerts, and there's multiple ways of alerting, I'll show you some now, the alert is also updated per minute. And the whole idea is to find somebody quickly, which is where our experience of finding people at sea comes in. I won't go through all of these, but just some of the ideas here that we're in a digital environment. We have like beacons, we have multiple environments, multiple connectivity. In fact, in this case, the wearable itself is a hub. And the reason I just wanted to mention that is because no installation necessary. Many of you will come from the world where a new customer required a visit to install boxes attached to phone lines. Those days are dying. This is all mobile based. They all have SIM cards. The customers, the devices are set up remotely. The users are set up remotely. They can be configured remotely. They can be reset. They can be paused, etc. No visits are necessary. I'll just jump quickly through just to show you the advantages of a data-rich environment, but I'll show you these with demos that you have, safety zones, danger zones, notifications on screen, indoor, outdoor tracking. And the beauty of it all then is that you can add many more devices. And these are devices we've added from past projects, weighing scales, blood pressure monitors, a fall detector from Swedish company Infonomy. We've beacons for indoor tracking attached to these devices. Then we can also add indoor monitors, smart home devices for humidity, temperature sensor, room presence, etc. And this can all feed into the same user. And more interestingly, this can all generate alerts. For instance, the next slide here shows the Amazon Alexa, which I have here behind me. And in fact, I hate doing live demos because they always fail when you're live. And I'm going to try this. Alexa, tell SafeTracks I feel 2 today.
Sorry, I didn't understand that. Can you repeat that, please?
As I said, it doesn't like my voice. Alexa, tell SafeTracks I feel 2 today.
Oh no, sorry to hear that. We'll record your score of 2, but would you like us to let someone know?
Yes.
Okay, don't worry. SafeTracks has logged your message. Please remember that SafeTracks is not an emergency service and, if possible, you should contact the emergency services for urgent assistance.
So what's going to happen there is, just if I show you here, this level of 2 has been recorded for this particular user. And in fact, what's happening now is I'm getting a call on my phone from Zembro Alert, which is effectively the alerting procedure for that user. And it tells me that this user has alerted, and I get an email and an SMS, and I can track where the user is, what the issue is, etc. And that's just a simple example of why having a digital environment gives you so much more choice. While I'm on this user, I just wanted to share these screens with you. If I look at this user, I went, for instance, for a walk this morning with this watch, which is connected to the same user as my Alexa device, which I'm going to pause now so it doesn't keep talking to me. In that walk, for instance, I generated an alert. It called my mobile phone, it calls any emergency contact. It also, in parallel, alerted the ARC, which can call the user back, and it sends a digital alert via mobile data, 4G data, and per minute updates. And you can see here, this was the trace of my walk this morning while it was alerting in the first 10 minutes while I had the alert active. And all of this data goes through to the Skyresponse platform, and the operators can click on any data point. They can see your speed, the accuracy at the time, the battery level, and so that even should the worst happen and somebody loses data while alerting, you can see what direction when they were last heading. But the battery lasts 2 days in these devices, so that's not usually an issue. There's a lot of extra data here, very rich. This environment is set up to be maximum richness because I use it for customer demos. But you see here, we've steps, we've heart rate. In fact, I can go into home life here, and I can see where all my sensors are connected. I have motion sensors, temperature, humidity, etc., as I mentioned. So you can also monitor the room activity. You can see, you can match it to indoor heat maps, etc., and you can see a person's activity. I can also collect heart data. For instance, we have use cases where mobile district health nurses are going around with, say, blood pressure cuffs or weighing scales, and the data gets entered here. You can see I've been tracking heart rate here. This is just today's data. I did a couple of blood pressure measurements this morning and entered them in, and you can see that they show up. So it is a very rich environment. The other thing I'll show you, jumping over to this other window, is this is the Wander Alert product based on the Sony M Safety. I was wearing it on the other wrist for the same walk I did this morning. So it's a different user. It generates data going into the same platform. What you see here is an automatic alert based on the fact that I left a safety zone. So this is my home office here. I've drawn a safety zone around it. Once it's 2 minutes outside the safety zone, it automatically alerts. And then it triggers a data point every minute while I walked around this 3-kilometer circuit or so. And that is also updated to all the emergency contacts, the alarm response center. And in those updates, there's a link, and in all the emails. And what I'm showing you here now is a couple of screen grabs from my mobile phone this morning while I was on that walk. So the SMS that arrived in to tell me that there had been an alert for this user contains a link. The link is clickable. There's no password necessary for this, but we have security and GDPR compliance built in by making it time limited. And then I just screenshotted a couple of these screenshots to show you. So you see here, I have a simple telephone-based representation of the alert, who it is, what time, the latest position on a map. I have a number of tabs where I could call the person. I can look at the history. I can look at their data, for instance. I can go full screen in this, and then, sorry, my mouse has slowed down terribly here. Here we go. And I can activate a feature which we call Searchlight, which I just make the map full screen, and I say, use my phone as a device to find that user. And the user is the red is the original position of the alert. The blue arrow, the blue dot with the arrow on it is the person moving, and the darker blue dot is the mobile phone. And obviously I was very close to myself, so it's not a long distance, but with the permanent updates, I can make a little bit of distance. And you can see here, I'm using the compass in the phone to find the person, what direction they're at from me. So they're 97 meters away from me in the north-northeast direction. And I'm effectively using my phone as a finding device, and that works very well. And that's all based on receiving, very simply, you see here, an SMS with a link. And that comes out to every contact or to the alarm response center. And so the application here, you can quite easily imagine, is that if there's an alert and you need to send somebody quickly to find the person, particularly if it's a dementia sufferer who's wandering, you can call a relative, send them that link. You can call emergency services, send them that link. Anybody can use that link. But data security is key. We also time limit the effectiveness of that link, as I mentioned. Okay, I've gone really fast and I've jumped into a lot of functionality, so I'm gonna stop there. But just to give you a flavor of what you can do when you have a very modern alerting environment with a rich platform which takes multiple users, multiple products into account, and is all, as I mentioned at the start, integrated into the Skyresponse platform. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Owen.